is the way. This is the way.
Welcome everyone to a special episode of Fatherly Fandom. Today I'm joined by Doug from Not Your Status Quo for a special Darksaber episode. And this is actually part 2 of this show. And if you want to watch part 1 of this super crossover episode, head on over to Not Your Status Quo's channel to watch the first part. And while you're there, give them a like and a subscribe too to their channel. They're awesome. So how you doing today, Doug?
You know what, Chris? I am outstanding. I got to hang out with you a little bit earlier, and we went ahead and we checked out the Galaxy's Edge Darksaber, and you gave us some amazing information all about the history of the Darksaber. It was really cool.
It was so fun to get to do that with. You're my first guest on Fatherly Fandom, so congratulations, sir.
Oh my gosh, I'm honored.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just honored to have you. I mean, you guys are big leagues over there at Not Your Status Quo compared to my rinky-dink little channel over here, but it's awesome.
You're growing. You're growing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you know, we're putting in the work. We're trying to do everything we can for you guys out there. And if you haven't done so, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out so we can produce more content for you. Do that for Not Your Status Quo, too. We're the underground. You can get in on the ground floor. So join us.
What are we doing today? What do we got going on?
I think we are unboxing the Black Series Darksaber.
Ooh. Oh,
and Doug, I am so jealous that you got gifted this and the Galaxy's Edge Darksabers. Where did you get these gifted from? Who gifted you these?
I will not. I won't use their names on the stream, but some close friends. I'll put it that way.
That's awesome. Oh man, those are some good friends right there. That box looks amazing. So out of the 2 boxes, Doug, which one do you like better?
Well, the outer box itself, I am so far more impressed with this one.
Yeah,
definitely. It's got a little bit more in the way of like information. The picture looks even better, and of course we've got our good old pal right up here, Moff Gideon.
There he is,
emblazoned on the front. It's very awesome. But yeah, so far just the outer shell itself, I gotta say this one is definitely more impressive. But I can't wait to see what it looks like when I open it up. I'm wondering if it will look as cool as the Hasbro Pulse Spangless Neutrona wand, which I unboxed. It had underneath its shell, it had like a box that was designed for it, almost like the case that we opened up in the previous video, that sort of looked like it was designed in that world. So I'm curious if this is going to have something like that. So let's go ahead and crack into it. I will attempt to not cut myself and bleed on your channel.
Yeah, I don't know. That might get us some views here.
Right.
Doug bleeds out on Fatherly Fandom, guys.
Hey, everybody. Here's what not to do when unboxing.
So, yeah, for this one, I kind of wanted to go over, like, our history and everything. So, I remember you are Not Your Status Quo. You guys found me, like, on a whim at some point. You guys, like, checked my stuff out. You liked my socials and whatnot. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, so you can actually thank YouTube for that. I love breakdown videos. I love videos like what you do. And YouTube recommended one of your videos to me on my home screen.
Oh, that's
and so I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard of this guy before. And okay, cool. Mandalorian video. He does some Star Wars stuff, and I'm clicking through and I'm looking at your videos and I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. I've got to tell the other guys about this.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got to check out your guys' stuff, and I was like, yeah, like I said on your stream here, like, man, I feel like I found my tribe with you guys. It's just like this is like agree. My best friends.
It's been tough trying to find like other channels that I think that we really click with, because like you got your big guys out there like your new rock stars and all of them, and it's like they almost seem like they're so big that they wouldn't notice a little guy like Not Your Status Quo and Fatherly Fandom, or even our other fans Attack on Show. So it's really nice to be able to collaborate, to work with, to watch and just kind of hang out with people kind of like in our arena. I love it so much.
This is absolutely this is absolutely why I wanted to create this channel, was to bring these nerd communities together so that we can talk and build something pretty special together. So, man,
I couldn't agree more.
Status Quo is doing it.
Yeah. I was really impressed with just the professionalism in your videos, the amount of information, they were fun to watch. That is, I think, what was key. So when I was checking out your videos, I was like, oh my God, these are so amazing. They're so well done. And this guy needs more subscribers. He really does. Everybody, like, I I can't stress enough. If you are not subscribed to Fatherly Fandom, you need to. You need to be subscribed. You need to click that bell so you can get notified of all of the amazing videos that he puts out.
Man, I can't thank you enough, Doug. I can't thank you enough for all the support too that you guys have done for me. You know, you guys share on Facebook, you share my stuff, and on Twitter as well too. So just grazie, brother, for helping me out with that. All right, so what do we got here?
All right, so I accidentally dumped it all out of its container.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am a genius and an entrepreneur and the voice of the generation. All right.
Yeah.
So the inner box, I don't think I'm as impressed with this as I was with the Legacy. So
yeah, I think that's point one for the Legacy was the box too.
Yeah.
Like that is a beautiful box that you can keep as well.
Open that up and everything. So
I like that.
I definitely say I think.
Is it magnetic as well? Like when you close it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It
That's
clicks
awesome.
close. So the Darksaber itself in this one was kind of stored in. Try and bring it close to the camera. Kind of in here until I dumped it out. But I will say this, it's also just wrapped in this like light paper. So again, a few more points to the Galaxy's Edge.
Point number 2.
It was packaged in foam, so it definitely, it felt like it was more secure.
Yeah.
Okay, but first points to this. Oh, this thing is a beast. It is heavy. It's huge.
It is. Yeah.
Wow. Oh man. Hold on. Let me scoot over so everybody can see this on the camera. This thing is a beast.
Yeah.
This is a mega. Oh my God. It's fighting it. I'm stressed. It's got to be. I need a therapy session with blades. But
yeah, you're really fighting that blade.
Go ahead and get the Galaxy's Edge just for comparison so you all can see. It's thicker. This is a family channel. It's actually a little bit fatter on the bottom than this one is. And it has a little bit more duller coloring. Also, I noticed that the speaker is actually right here in the hilt on the Black Series, whereas the speaker is actually located on the battery compartment built into this hilt. So you would hear it from the bottom. So, a few interesting differences. But, oh, hey, look at that. I didn't realize that. It also lights up without the blade. So the Galaxy's Edge one, it does not. You can press a button and it won't light up or do anything without the blade in it.
So yeah, for that one, all 4 bars. So we got 2 points on Black Series, 2 points on Legacies.
Yeah. And good point. All 4 bars are lit up. You'll be able to see it a little bit better when I shut off the lights. But yeah. So next thing, I've got the blade here. Again, this does come with the blade because, it's meant to be shaped a little bit different than a lightsaber. And this one it's like almost completely black. And I think that's actually a little bit more realistic to the way the Darksaber looks.
Yeah. I do like that.
This is pretty nice. So I got to say, I can't wait to see what it looks like lit up to see if it will have any sort of cool effects with it and how fast it ignites too.
I'm very curious to see what you think of that.
All right. Now, do I have to take that?
Yes.
I do.
You will. Yeah. This is a detraction on the Black Series, I think. This is a point definitely for Galaxy's Edge. The ease for which you can actually put the blade in is a big bonus on the Galaxy's Edge version. This one you need an Allen wrench.
Okay.
It should come with that special tool.
Let's see. Did I dump that out too with everything else? Probably.
Probably. You do what I do. You just dump things out. I do the same thing. I throw the boxes.
Excited.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, exactly. You're not excited if you're not throwing things around, so.
Right. Let me see if I can find one in here that will fit.
So I kind of wanted, I wanted to dive into why you guys started your channel as well and how you guys met, you, Dave, and Keith, and how you got started with Not Your Status Quo. So can you kind of walk me through that?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I'm glad that you asked. So, believe it or not, I was not always part of the channel. I'm actually, I'm relatively newer to the channel, but we all know each other. We worked together at the same company.
Oh, okay.
And so we all work for a software company. We are definitely big old geeks and nerds through and through.
Nice.
And we did a couple of different jobs there, but all within like a technical arena. And to blow off some steam, we'd go see movies or talk about TV shows. And Keith and Dave actually started with the idea of recording. They would go see movies and they talk about them like, oh man, this would be so cool if we put this up on like YouTube or something. And they kept saying they were going to do it. And like 3 or 4 movies later, finally they're like, hey, you know what? We've got our phones. Let's just do it. Let's put this on YouTube.
Right.
And so but they were like afraid of seeing what people thought about it. And so a lot of us didn't even realize that they were doing it. I found out probably about 6 months later when, like, again, it just happened to be promoted to me. It was like on my front page and I'm like, oh, I wonder what this is. And I click on it, I'm like, hey, I know them.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. Okay. What is it? No, that's plastic, I think. Where does that come out to?
Yeah, and for anybody out there, if you want to start a YouTube channel, my suggestion is just go for it. You don't have to be a professional. You learn as you go too. Whenever you're doing this stuff, and you get better as you go. And if you have a passion for this kind of stuff, you're gonna do well with it. And I think that you guys definitely have a passion over at Not Your Status Quo for doing this stuff, watching these movies. You're big nerds like me, and I think regardless of how many subscribers we have, I think you guys would still produce amazing content because you guys love this. At least that's the way it comes across.
We really do, yeah. And I remember there was so the way that I got involved with the channel. So they had been putting their reviews for at least about a year. The way that I first got involved was I actually originally went to college for computer graphics, and so I was giving Keith a few tips and tricks like, hey, you can change the font here, maybe don't use Comic Sans all the time, and so I was like giving him little bits of advice on like how he could spruce up the thumbnails a bit, and then
papyrus, papyrus avatar.
We joked about actually doing that for the Avatar video.
Nice. Oh, you guys should have done that.
I kind of wish that we had. But no, they invited me to go to a movie with them, and I was like, yeah, sure. I'll see how this is done. I've always wanted to know the ins and outs of like how YouTube works and everything. And so I went with them like, hey, you want to be in the video? No, I don't crave attention. I don't need to be on a video. I do. So eventually, I think the first video I was in with them, I want to say was, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been Shazam. Maybe it was before that. But yeah, then the rest is kind of history. We've just been kind of growing since then. Originally, we did a lot of our recordings in Keith's house, and then we ended up moving to a studio area that was gifted to us for a little while prior to the pandemic. It was actually used for military care packaging by an organization based out of here in Metro Detroit. And since myself and Keith were both vets, they're like, yeah, of course, you can use our space. That'd be great, because they believe their whole mission is helping vets from beginning to end. And I guess somehow we squirreled our way into like, well, you'd really be helping out 2 vets and then another guy.
That's and another guy. He's a drummer, so we can include him too. Yeah, there you go. the wars of the of the concerts and whatnot. But if you guys didn't know, here on Fatherly Fandom, Doug is an Army vet, so I hail from the Navy as well. So I think like, and what, Keith is a Marine.
Is a Marine, yeah, sorry.
Semper
I was gonna say
Fi.
was. He will yell at me for that.
He is a Marine.
Yes, there we
Yeah.
go.
Once a Marine, always a Marine. So, yep. Good fellas all around. So, yeah.
All right, I am struggling to figure out how to finish opening this. This is not an actual bolt, is it?
So once, I don't think it comes out all the way. Once you've loosened it up, that metal piece in the inside actually comes out. So that should be able to come out if you've loosened it up enough.
Let me see if I need to. Oh, okay.
No, maybe it comes out all the way. There we go.
Okay,
oh yeah, there we go.
Excellent.
Again, this is the big detraction on the Black Series one. Is just, you know, I love how the other one is able to pop in there so quickly, and that's the same way with my Luke Skywalker Galaxy's Edge lightsaber as well. I love that. I love that you can pop it in there real quick, and you're ready to go. For this, you have to take some time. So, like for me, I cosplay as the Mandalorian, and so I can't just like swap it out real quick or anything if I'm going to use it. So
there we go.
there you go.
Okay, finally.
And then you have to screw it. Yes. It's like, hold on a second while I get mine out.
Could you imagine if Star Wars was like that? Just give me a few more minutes. I'll do you in a minute.
Yes. Just wait there, right there.
I'm gonna cut off your hands. I'm telling you.
Just you wait. Just you wait.
All right, I think I've got it all set. So if I ignite it, maybe. Where is it? Oh, there.
There you go.
Look at that.
Listen to that wonderful sound. Whew.
Are you able to hear it? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Ooh.
So to me, I believe that, you know, the Black Series sound is better. What do you think?
Oh, it is definitely way better. It's way more responsive.
Yeah.
The sides, striking it, moving it is way more responsive.
Yeah.
It also helps.
And it looks good.
It doesn't look as nice, but it helps that the speaker is right here, right there on the hilt, so you can hear it pretty loud. Also, oddly enough, the blade on this is actually way lighter than the Galaxy's Edge blade.
And I have heard, I haven't played around with the Galaxy's Edge one, but I heard the blade is a lot more secure as well. So you might, there's a little bit of wiggle with this one. What do you think?
A little bit, but not much. Like I would be more afraid. Like I would use this as like a cosplay thing. I don't think that I would actually duel anybody or fight anybody with it. I would be way too afraid. It's a little flimsy here, and I'd be afraid of it breaking. But yeah, I do like a lot of the little details. Like I said, I think there's a bit more color in this. It's not bright silver like it is, you know, animated, which I guess I'm fine with that. That's okay. You can see a bit of the gray though here on the camera.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot more of that than there is in the Galaxy's Edge hilt, which is like almost dark, like a gunmetal. This, like we pointed out, you've got the 4 bars right there, which is nice. Points for that. I really like both the ignition and the de-ignition. So starting up, it's real smooth.
Love that sound.
Then you have to hold it down
Yep.
to de-ignite. And that's really cool. I love that.
And if you press the cylinder, the circular button in the middle, that's the blaster bolts. So you can do blaster bolts.
Nice. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, right?
That is cool. So how about I go ahead and turn off the lights and we'll take a look at what this looks like in the dark. In the dark. Milk for the road.
If you guys didn't know, that's blue milk that he's drinking there. Special concoction that Doug makes.
All right, let's go ahead and check this out. See it okay. There we go.
I know, just trying to get it all into frame is... Yeah, that looks great. The only other detraction that I have for this one is the fact that the blade doesn't actually stick out next to the hilt, and that's something that they, you know, in the Mandalorian as well as in Clone Wars, it shows the blade coming out, which I don't know, it doesn't really make sense with a lightsaber that, you know, the energy is supposed to just come out completely like that, but for the Darksaber, it's kind of a mystical weapon that defies the laws of physics and things like that. So it shapes itself into an actual blade.
Yeah, that's it's definitely very different. You're correct. It's definitely very different in regards to like how it compares to other lightsabers. You definitely have to you know, in the world of Star Wars, you have to definitely have a little bit of disbelief. You got to be like, oh, well, you know, I mean, there are space wizards and laser swords. Why can't one of the laser swords actually look like a real sword?
Right? Yeah. Make it look like a sword.
All right, how about I pop in the blade to this, and we ignite them both together.
Yes, let's see comparison of the two together. So while we're doing that, like, you want to let's talk about what our predictions for Mandalorian season 3 episode chapter 17, as it were. 35 minutes long is the reported runtime.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw a couple of people were a tad bit upset that it seemed a little bit shorter. But you know, one of the things, and I don't know if you agree with this as well, but one of the things that you know, we're proponents of over at Not Your Status Quo is you make the episode as long as you need to. If it's going to be
absolutely
shorter, you know, that's fine as long as you're telling the story.
Yeah. The story should always dictate the runtime, I think. And if you look back to a lot of the premieres have been 30 minutes, with exception season 2. The first one was almost an hour, I believe, which I really like the Marshal. It's one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, it was excellent. I think my favorite part about that is the fact that his character was, again, like a lot of things that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau do. He was in Legends, and they kind of plucked him out of their toy chest.
I love that.
You're canon now.
Yeah. That's why I love Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. They are pulling so much out of Legends. Like, thank you for doing that.
Well, I absolutely, this is one of my favorite things about doing one of these nerdy channels is I love theorizing about some of the stuff that we might be able to expect to see, you know, coming out of the next season. And again, we had mentioned that we've been waiting for this. It's been a long time since we got an episode of The Mandalorian. And I think this is a given. So I'll throw out an easy one just to start with. We're definitely going to see Din Djarin and Bo-Katan fight. That is a given.
I think that is going to happen at some point. And like one of the theories that I hear is that at some point Bo-Katan might try to steal Grogu, and that's how she will entice Din to fight her. So
I could see that. Like hold him ransom is to get him, because he doesn't seem interested. A, doesn't seem interested in fighting. B, he doesn't seem interested in holding onto the throne of Mandalore. So, you know, I could see her trying to force him into it to break whatever curse she thinks exists on the Darksaber. Yeah. Like, hey, I need to win it in combat. If I'm going to be the ruler, I need to fight you. And having him just say, "Oh, I yield," that's not going to cut it for her.
I absolutely agree. And, you know, I think that Bo-Katan is set up to be the antagonist of this season. And it looks interesting, too, because some of the promo photos that we've gotten, we've seen Din and Bo-Katan together. So I think that, at least for this first episode, they're going to be working together. And they're going to be cooperating at some point. But at some point, I think that they will have a conflict, like you were saying.
So I just noticed something else. The Galaxy's Edge blade is shorter. Yeah. Yep. It looks like the hilt is a bit shorter as well.
Yeah, the hilt's a little bit shorter too. The blade's a little bit shorter, and I think that is probably more accurate to what we see in Clone Wars and Rebels as well, because it is a shorter blade than the lightsaber. So.
All right, so let me go ahead and light them both up at the same time.
Don't cut your head off there, Doug.
Ah!
Careful. Be real careful. Oh, man.
Okay, so one more thing that I just realized, I didn't notice this before. The silver button that you had mentioned on the Black Series that makes the blaster noises. So that the silver button is also on here. It does not.
Oh.
That's what ignites the blade, though. It doesn't make any blaster noises. All right, so let's do them both at the same time. I think the Legacy, the Galaxy's Edge, I think that's a little bit more slower when it goes both up and down. This one is definitely smoother, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's very smooth. Even the sound is a lot smoother than the Galaxy's Edge version.
And I'd say, if I had to guess, yeah, I'd say I think this one almost has like a blue hue to it.
It does, yeah, and I can definitely tell that on the video here. There's a little bit of a blue hue.
Interesting. Well, either way, I'm pretty impressed with both of these. There we go. Got them back here. Now, the other thing that I will mention, I kind of briefly talked about the stand that came with the Galaxy's Edge Darksaber.
Yes.
This one also comes with a stand.
It does.
I'm actually more impressed with this one.
Yeah, because you don't have to put it together either. There's no plastic piece.
I don't have to put it together, but B, it looks more Star Wars in my opinion. Like I might want to like actually put some lights behind this just to kind of add to that. But it looks really cool and it's really sturdy.
It is.
I like that. The Hasbro Spangler Neutrona wand, I do not like the stand that came with that. It is garbage. It's cheap plastic. This is not. This is metal. I love this.
Yep.
So yeah, I can actually just prop the darts.
Yeah, you turn it around.
Whoa. Wait, hold on.
No, yeah, that's the right. Yeah.
Okay.
And then like the hilt goes over. I think you're right. And spoiler alert, well, I guess not spoiler alert, but full disclosure, I do have this blade as well. All right, I can pull it out. So this is how it kind of sits. You have this. There should be this. Oh, if you see it, there's this little piece.
Oh, I'm missing a piece.
Yeah, so I think you do have to actually put that part on. So.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That explains that. That's what I get for dumping all of my pieces out like an excited child.
Yeah. Woo!
Oh,
for my camera, this is hard to get in the complete shot.
Chris,
I'm so close. Yeah.
Are you challenging me for the Thor of Mandalore? From the throne of Mandalore?
Yes. I yield. Just take it. I would totally be like Din when it came to, that episode of Mandalorian. I would be like, I yield. I don't care. I don't care about the lore.
Right.
You wanted it, you take it. I just wanted the kid. So that's basically my
I watch way too many fantasy show anime where it's like the realist hero takes over the kingdom or so on and so forth. It's like, all right, I'm the hero and I'm here to be the king of the kingdom. Great. Yeah. Here's all the paperwork that you have to sign. You're going to work a 16-hour day. Wait, hold on. What?
No thanks.
Go on adventures and no. You're in charge now.
Yep. Yeah. The actual leading of the planets probably a little bit more intensive than what we're shown.
So, what are your thoughts going into this this new season? Do you have any that you're pretty sure? Yeah, this is definitely going to happen.
Oh, well, he's obviously going to find the living waters under the mines at some point. So, and atone for the sin of taking off his helmet. I kind of wonder. We've seen the Mandalorian throughout the first two seasons. you know, his beliefs and things have been challenged, and he's kind of learned and grown as a person throughout. So I wonder if he's going to continue to stay with that creed, or if at some point he's going to accept, you know, the majority of the Mandalorians can take off their helmets and he's still a Mandalorian. What do you think?
That's what I was thinking as well, because we've seen in a couple of the trailers that he's clearly working with other Mandalorians, and I think he's going to figure out that his little sect, his covert, maybe they're not the majority, and maybe they don't have the right to dictate what an actual real Mandalorian is.
Right. And, you know, there's been talk, too, about whether or not, like, his covert is, you know, actually part of the Mandalorians, you know, and the armor definitely probably came from that sect. You know, she's got the point.
Tell by the little horns on her helmet. I was thinking that, too.
But I have, like, Emily Swallow, I love the armor. I think she does a fantastic job. Yeah, so I kind of don't want to see her become a villain or anything like that. So... But, you know, I think that she really does have a lot of faith in Din. I think she wants him to step up and rule. That's one of the reasons why, you know, and they explain in the first season of The Mandalorian that if you take off your helmet, you're supposed to get rid of your armor. You're not allowed to put it back on. But she let Din keep his armor. He kept the armor. He kept the Darksaber, which he won by fighting against Vizsla. So, yeah, they're making an exception for him already, and, like, you know, like, okay.
That is true. I'm surprised she didn't attack him. In fact, nobody did. Vizsla let him go as well. You'd think that he would have taken the opportunity to be like, oh, well, because you're not a real Mandalorian anymore. But no, I think I wonder now, do you think it's because he actually reached out and he said, you know, how do I regain my,
I think so.
How do I atone for this?
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, that's probably why, Doug. That's a good point right there. He probably, because they know that he wants to atone and he's on his next quest. So he got in that next quest in Chapter 5 of Book of Boba Fett that we find out in second season. His quest was to find a Jedi. Now, for the third season, his quest is to find the living waters under the mines of Mandalore. So that's where we know he's headed. That's where we know he's going for this. I think the first episode, I think all the previews that we have seen so far are from the first episode. I don't think we've gotten anything past that first episode, which is really exciting. I'm glad that we're not seeing anything else. So it's really hard to predict where the rest of the season's going to go.
It is, but one thing that I was going to ask you about as far as like predictions go, we do see in one of the trailers what looks like a bunch of Mandalorians attacking Navarro.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that's Bo-Katan's sect again trying to, get Din Djarin to fight her? Do you think that's like, okay, well, I took the kid, now I'm going to threaten his home and his friends?
That could be, but we also saw in that trailer, too, that there's some gangs. Like, there's some crime syndicate there on Navarro as well. So you see a couple of those. So I think that Din probably brought those Mandalorians in to help protect, Grief Karga and Navarro as well.
I do like in that one little, there was a scene that was accidentally released. I guess it's made its way around YouTube, and it was showing if you want me to explain it, I will. But
go for it.
Okay, so it shows him talking with Grief Karga, and he's saying, I don't understand, Mando, why won't you settle down here? We've got a home for you. You can live here in Navarro. You're very famous. People love you. And he says, you've got the kid again. I don't understand. I thought you completed your mission. He says, I did. I gave him up. He came back. Now I have another mission.
Now I'm an apostate. And I did see that scene. And it was an official clip too that they released. And Grogu is spinning around in the chair with the Force and everything. And steals. That's great. He steals a candy as well too. I love that.
He's such an interesting little child. 50 years old.
Yeah.
Child.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna find the mines of Mandalore in this, and I don't know like where else they're going. Like they could pretty much do whatever they want with this. And they're gonna have more connections with the sequel trilogy, and a lot of people are gonna have problems with that. So.
I actually don't. Not
don't
so much. I have my problems with the sequel trilogy movies. I don't have an issue with the Mandalorian trying to fill in some of the plot holes and make sense out of it. I think if anything can do that, it would be a nice show that can take its time and help explain away some of the things that probably bothered most of the fandom.
Right. I don't think, and we see Babu Frick and his, you see a couple of them too in the trailer too. So, hey! So yeah, I like that, and I'm guessing they're on Navarro as well. So it kind of looked like they were fighting some of the gangs.
It looks even nicer. It's like they keep building it up, and at one point we saw in IG-11 droid or IG-88, which
we saw a statue. Yeah,
we did, the statue.
Yeah, and he's stepping on one of the stormtrooper helmets. I love that. I love
That's
that detail.
great.
And that statue was actually there in the last season when he went to Navarro when they were cleaning it up as well. It was in the background. Yeah, it's right before they went into the classroom. So we did get to see that. If you're an eagle eye viewer, we would have seen that. But yeah, he's right next to it in the trailer. So yeah, I like that. I love the fact that this place is getting built up and it's improving and everything. And I love the fact that it kind of outlines that wherever Mandalorian goes and helps out, he's actually improving the community and the place that's there, building up a lot of allies too, which is really cool.
Not exactly like some of the issues that maybe you hear about the Jedi, where maybe they don't always solve everything, and you can kind of see that in Tales of the Jedi, where they're not always helping. But yeah, you're right. Wherever Mando goes, because he's constantly helping others, and he seems to have an internal kindness. Yeah, everything does seem to get better wherever he goes. You're right.
Yeah, and that is more Jedi than the Jedi, honestly.
It really is.
That's essentially what the Jedi were supposed to do. And you'll find in some of the comics that take place before the Phantom Menace and everything, a lot like Yoda spends a lot of time on a certain planet and helps out the culture and helps them build up their planet and helps them out. That's what the Jedi were supposed to do. They weren't supposed to be involved in the politics or anything or really being part of the war and whatnot. They were all manipulated by Darth Sidious and Darth Plagueis in Legends and whatnot, to do all this stuff. It's brilliant how they the Sith turned the Jedi around on their head to go against everything that they were supposed to stand for.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the Mandalorian is actually doing a lot of what the Jedi should be doing. So what Luke should be doing, and I hope Luke does.
I do too. I can't wait for them to. That's another story that I can't wait for them to kind of fill in the gaps of, to see how he's building his temple, how he'll get some of his first recruits, and just watching where things go in now official Disney canon. Because the Legends books are in the toy chest for our creators here to pick and pull different characters and things from. But
I know.
I'd love to see more about after the Empire falls, what is going on here, what's happening, how does the First Order come to be? And
I think we're gonna get a lot of those strands, a lot of those pieces filled in throughout this show. Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, maybe. So, and they do say that Jon Favreau did an interview and he said that Skeleton Crew is kind of going to be its own thing. It's not going to connect as much with these other series. So it should be pretty interesting. And another cool thing that we learned is Jon Favreau has already written season 4. He said that.
I read that.
Yeah, I was really excited about it. I'm like, that is awesome that they have this planned out so far. And it's not going to end with season 4 either. We're going to get seasons after that of The Mandalorian.
Again, something that I appreciate is when they have a story in mind and they actually plan it out.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like is Jon Favreau said that he would prefer it to be a television show. He's not really interested in making a movie out of this. And I was like, oh no, we gotta have that's all I want. I want a Mandalorian trilogy where all these characters get to go together.
A movie out of that. Yeah, that would be amazing to be able to get something like that, because to see an even bigger budget thrown at this, and imagine if they were able to take it out of the volume and they used realistic sets like what we see in Andor. Oh man.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, just hire the production crew from Andor to do this. I mean, seriously, I loved Andor. I know a lot of people had problems with Andor, but for me, it's just I really want to see all that production, all that stuff applied to these other shows. I really do want to see. I do like. It's the Vision, right? Is it the Vision, or what's it called? The
thing that they use for filming the Mandalorian. It's called the Volume.
The volume, that's it. I always forget. I have to call it the vision for some reason. I love the volume, though. I love that technology, but you know, I do like the fact that they were able to go out in the real world and film stuff on location too. That gives it so much production value.
It does look good, but every now and again you do see its limitations, like when they used it for the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in Kenobi series. I think if they would have, if they weren't so reliant on the volume for some of those scenes, they may have come out a bit better. But yeah, when it's used correctly, like as we see in The Mandalorian, so far I've found almost no faults with it, because I think it actually adds to it, instead of it being like a sanitized green screen where nobody really knows what they're looking at. With the volume, it actually paints the background around them, so they kind of see where they are in the space, and I like that.
It's better for the actors. It's better for the visuals, and I love too. Like they use it for the spacecraft as well. Whenever they're in space, so that light and everything goes into the
when they're entering hyperspace and everything.
Oh man, just looks amazing. Awesome stuff.
The other thing that I appreciate about The Mandalorian is their use of a lot of practical effects.
Yes, I'm all about practical. I love the fact that we're getting more of that too. And then we have a puppet for Grogu.
We do, yeah. And everybody seems to fall in love with it.
Right? I know, that was the big thing. And that's why we've gotten so many new Star Wars fans, new Mandalorian fans that really have not been interested in Star Wars or anything else with this show. It's crazy that we've got like the buzz for this thing has grown and grown over the years. Hi, buddy. That's my dog.
I love your dog.
I know, right? That's awesome. I got another dog over here too, a Boston, but he's big, so and he's a puppy, so he never knows. Yes.
Dogs rarely know their own size.
Right. Yeah.
I can fit here. Right on Dad's lap.
Right? Yeah, but the practical effects, I absolutely love them, and it's so cool to get to see all that stuff, all the great stuff that we've gotten to see in The Mandalorian, and I just hope we get more of that in this next season. So it's gonna be really cool to see, and just Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they're doing a great job. Dave Filoni, basically, like, he's a producer on this and everything. I don't think he had a whole lot of input this season. It's basically just Jon Favreau. He wrote it. He's the headliner for this. Dave Filoni is very hyper focused on Ahsoka, and that's his baby. So that series
literally,
yeah, literally. So yeah,
you know what? I like what both of them bring to their respective tables. Like, I love the fact that Jon Favreau, when he's like really into something, he also makes himself a part of it. I love how he does the voice work for Tarre Vizsla as well. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he was pre-Vizsla as well, the first guy to wield that Darksaber in Clone Wars. So yeah, he started it, and he gets to continue on. So. Yeah, I love that about Jon Favreau. He's so dedicated to his craft too. He goes really in depth with this stuff, and he's a true fan of Star Wars as well. And you can tell. Oh yeah. With this show, and man, he absolutely deserves that Hollywood Walk of Fame star that he got a couple of weeks ago, because he really is crushing it. You know, we got an amazing Christmas Story with Elf. I mean, he kickstarted the Marvel Universe, for God's sakes. Right. And he's able to bring all the fan base back together for Star Wars, which was so fractured after the sequel trilogy. It's just like, man, they cannot pay this guy enough. He's a saint. You know, I absolutely love him. So Jon Favreau, if you're out there, thank you for all you have done. You've done enough, buddy. Thank you. Yes. Appreciate it. So. Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to it. I really don't have a whole lot of other predictions, though, for season 3. It's just like, it could go anywhere. Are there any other crazy, wild theories that you have that you want to share?
You know, not that I can think of off the top of my head right now. Honestly, I'm gonna have to do what I do when I get into nerd mode. I'm probably gonna have to go back through a lot of those trailers and pause it and click forward and what is that? Oh, what might be happening there? The only thing that I think like most of the internet has been theorizing about, and we can speculate on, would be the flashback scene with our old pal Grogu when he's reimagining Order 66. Yep. We see somebody coming through the door, Is
cutting
that
the
Anakin,
door
or is that
with a
somebody who's
lightsaber.
going to save him?
Good question. It's somebody with a lightsaber because they're obviously cutting through the door like that. So yeah, that's what we see. I really, you know, they've hired Hayden Christensen back. They used him for Obi-Wan Kenobi for Order 66. So they had him on hand. So I absolutely believe that that's probably Anakin coming in, and we're gonna get a little bit more Hayden Christensen in the Mandalorian.
I actually wouldn't mind, like, as dark as this might sound. As dark as this might sound,
Dark saber as this might sound.
right? I wouldn't mind seeing another point of view from Order 66. Like we saw, you know,
Never
those
get
few
enough
short
Order
clips
66.
from you know, obviously from Revenge of the Sith. We saw a little bit in Obi-Wan Kenobi with weird shaky cam. Not quite sure why they decided on that, but you know, we've seen you know, a few things here and there. I would love seeing even more of it, just to kind of see the breakdown, the play-by-play. Over at Not Your Status Quo, Keith is convinced for some reason that Anakin is the one who secretly saves Grogu. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think he's too deep in the dark side at that point.
Yeah, I love Keith, and I think he's got some great theories, and he has been proven to be right in some of his series in the past, which is amazing. Going back and watching your videos, I'm like, wow, I'm really impressed with some of the things that he has highlighted and been right about.
Right most of the time, yes.
Yeah, but on this, yeah, I don't think it's, you know, he, at this point in time in Order 66, he needed to dive deep into the dark side, and the whole point of him going there and slaughtering all these younglings and all this stuff is so that he can grow more powerful in the dark side. He didn't need to just be atrocious at that point in time. So there's no way, I don't think there's any way he would have stopped after killing all these Jedi and be like, well, I'm gonna say, I mean, Grogu is cute.
You're cute.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's why, but I don't think that's
little
the
money
case.
maker.
But the theory that I think has some weight to it is the one that Palpatine's the actual one that
weight to it. Ooh.
Yeah, some weight. Yeah, I think that maybe Palpatine's the one that actually takes him, doesn't save him, but takes him, and so maybe Anakin's about to kill him, and Palpatine comes in because we know that Sheev comes in there. He's in the Jedi Temple because we see him in the hologram and everything as Obi-Wan watches that in Revenge of the Sith. So we see him there. So I wonder if he comes in and is like, Anakin, don't kill him. It's like, and so maybe they
Anakin for my experiments.
Exactly. Yes. Good.
I've foreseen you throwing me down a pit. I may need a clone.
Yes. I'm going to have a backup plan here. And he would. And so, yeah, I definitely think that is a possibility that they could actually seize Grogu and use him for experiments. Maybe they take him to Mount Tantus. Maybe they bring in all these elements from Bad Batch as well. I mean, we're going to have some overlap between Bad Batch and The Mandalorian. Maybe we're going to get some crossover there between these episodes. Maybe there's a reason.
Could you imagine a live-action Omega?
That would be
so Bad Batch or something. That'd be kind of cool. Even if it was like a little background, like, oh, hi there.
It's gonna be Tamora Morrison in a wig, though. You know,
his hunter wig.
Hey, I'm Omega.
Oh God,
good to see you.
That's even worse.
That's what we're gonna see
with facial hair.
Exactly.
Almost a special clone.
A very special clone there, Omega. Yeah, very, very special. So yeah, that's a definite theory. Besides the Omega theory, that Grogu being captured by Palpatine, being spared.
That's a really good theory. I think you're right. That does have some weight to it. I could definitely see that because we do know that old Sheev, he's a planner. He's definitely putting all of the puzzle pieces together. He's the one who orchestrated the entire Clone Wars and the Separatists and everything. Also, he could grab power. So yeah, I could totally foresee that.
And think about it, like this character of Grogu was absent throughout the original trilogy. They need to explain this kind of stuff, why these characters were absent. Ahsoka, like she was in the world between worlds, but apparently between the original trilogy. So Grogu, if he was on Mount Tantus while the Empire was reigning, that would make sense. And once the Empire fell, maybe a group of smugglers came in, picked him up, and that's where those smugglers are the ones that we see in the beginning of The Mandalorian that have Grogu at that point, and that's why we see him there. What do you think, Grogu?
My apprentice.
Yeah, exactly. So, and explain why, like, he doesn't have any memories and everything like that. Maybe they wiped his memory or something like that. So, yeah, I do believe that we're gonna find out during the season, though. That is definitely something we will find out. Season 3.
I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
Right. Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait, man.
I cannot
2 more
wait
nights. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. So close. Oh, and like, when are you guys at Not Your Status Quo? When are you guys doing your? You guys are doing a review on the Mandalorian, right? On Thursday.
But we are not going to do it on Thursday. No, because Keith will actually be out of town.
He's going to be in Florida.
That's right. Yes, Keith will be in Florida, so we will not be doing it on Thursday like we normally would. Dang. Instead, we will be waiting until the following Sunday, and we'll be talking about it in conjunction with The Last of Us.
Nice. Oh man, am I keeping you from The Last of Us too? That's on tonight.
Sunday. No, I'll watch it later.
Perfect. Okay, sorry, keeping you so long, but it's been so fun getting to talk to you.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. And for me here on Fatherly Fandom, we're going to be I'm going to be doing a live stream. I'm going to be streaming on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook. All 3 of those. We'll be doing a multi-stream for that on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys want to come, join me, give me your comments about the episode. Let me know. Awesome. Yeah, let me know what you think of the first episode of The Mandalorian. We'll be doing that. So that's just going to be a real casual stream. It's going to be just us geeking out over The Mandalorian, what we've just watched. And then on Thursdays, I'm going to be producing my review and breakdown. So I'll have a nice short little review and breakdown the next day on Thursday. So that's going to be what I'll be doing here for The Mandalorian Season 3 coming up. But check that out, and also check out Not Your Status Quo. And if you haven't done it, like I said, make sure you subscribe to Not Your Status Quo, like their content, check out their stuff. They're going to be doing a live stream here on Monday, right, on Twitch at 5 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time. And
correct. Yes.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is a national broadcast we got going on right now here. So bringing the country together, that's what we're doing as nerds do. So I love it so much. So check them out on Twitch as well. Follow them there. Follow them on all the socials. Follow us as well too. You want to follow Fatherly Fandom as well. So
ooh, that's a mouthful.
I know, Father. And I have difficulty with that too. Whenever I'm like, "Welcome to Fatherly Fandom," it's like it's a tough one to say. It's a good name for my show, but sometimes it's a tough one to get out there. Yeah, I like it too. So yeah, it's okay. So yeah, thanks guys for joining us here on this. And if you didn't watch the first part, go over to Not Your Status Quo right now. Watch the first part. Really good episode there. And man, Doug, love doing this. We got to do this again.
We really need to. This has been a blast. I love this.
And man, if I can at some point get Dave on here and Keith as well, we can get together either on your channel or on mine. Love to do that as well.
The Nerd Out would be just amazing.
I know. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me, and I'm number one.
I appreciate you joining me for part 1. That was really cool.
It was a lot of fun. So glad that we're able to do this, man. I gotta make some blue milk now. Gotta get that stuff. Send me that stuff.
Yep. Blue spirulina. All right.
Blue spirulina. Gotta get some.
And feeling about a little alcohol, and maybe pour some rum chata out there too.
Go all crazy. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us here on Fatherly Fandom, and from our families to yours, have a good one, and may the Force be with you.